Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 DV8 Nightmare Doubles. My name is Mike Flanagan. Welcome back to the channel here today as we bring you 5 games of Cashers qualifying. We had 60 teams in the event. We are down to the top 15, which is 1-4 cash ratio. You see the standings on the screen. Sean Lavery, Michael Holloman setting the pace at 39.50. Aaron Holloman, Carl Williams, 39.33, and so on down the line. Just missing the cut was Josh Meek and Rick Agnew. Tim Barrett, Kevin Williams are your team in 15th position, looking to try to climb up. We're looking to get into the top 8 here this morning for round robin Baker match play with 30 bonus pins awarded. Got started a little bit later here today due to a bit of a mix-up with what time we were supposed to start. But we are now started here just after 10 Central. We'll take you out to the lanes, and we will hang out with our teams here that are trying to climb their way into the top 8. So it's Ryan Barnes and Tom Hess, Farrell Williams and Jonathan Holloman, and bowling alone. So alone, Tim Barrett and Kevin Williams over there on lanes 31 and 32. Glad you're with us here this morning for competition. We are just outside of Memphis. We are in Bartlett, Tennessee. Show you my other pairs that I have here as well, as it is set up kind of like position round, even though there's no bonus pins. So you see we have Daryl Ratliff and Nick Christie bowling with Daniel Dino and Chris Corbin, Tanner Seal and Chad Barrett, Wynn Thomas, Aaron Martin. Aaron Martin bowled 300 the last game to get them inside the number. They qualified 12th at 37.50. But we'll keep an eye on our players down here because they're going to need some numbers. Currently right now, to be in the top 8, and there's a tie for 7th, is 37.88. Tim Barrett and Kevin Williams are at 37.07, so they are 81 pins back. And teams will be moving one pair to the right after each game. And it looks like, you know, we've got 16 lanes in play. So lanes 17 to 32 in play for this round. So this will be all we will see of Tim and Kevin. So we're going to give them an opportunity to be on the stream. And we'll share the wealth. Also, want to thank our other sponsors that make this tournament possible. We're going to thank Bowl 101, Brian Kennedy, who's on site, doing a great job helping run the event with Corky's Chisholm. They have 5 locations, Bowl 101 Pro Shops. They've got one in All Fam Bowling Entertainment Center. They've got one inside Hollywood Bowl, Central Lanes, Liberty Lanes, and, of course, their website, bowl101.net. If you're looking for new bowling purchase, new gear, check out bowl101.net. Also want to thank Brad Brooks from the Brooks Agency. If you're looking for any insurance, give Brad an email at bbrooksinsurance@gmail.com. He'll take care of you, bbrooksinsurance@gmail.com. And we also want to thank the First Community Bank, locations all over the South. Joe Smith has contacted the Batesville, Arkansas branch. If you're looking to finance or you want to change your banking needs, check them out over at First Community. And, of course, down below on the left, we have our InsideBowling.com store where you can save 15% all the time with the coupon code YouTube. That's year-round. But this weekend only, we are offering 20% off with coupon code NIGHTMARE. That's right, NIGHTMARE will get you 20% off this weekend. Over at InsideBowling.com, we have a whole bunch of cool T-shirts and hoodies and bowling gifts and items available over there at InsideBowling.com. A lot of people ordered yesterday. We certainly do appreciate all the support you give us. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for the bowler in your life, you might as well head over, pick out something, and that's how you can help support what we do here at Inside Bowling. So I had a chance to talk a little bit with Ryan Barnes this morning as he was here at 8:30 like me, thinking we were starting at 9. And he actually walked over and said, hey, what do you think I should do today? I guess he listened to some of the stream yesterday, he had told me. And we saw at the end of the block, he was coming in extremely light, high. He had that kind of ball reaction you just don't want on a house shot with high scoring pace. And I told him, I said, man, you really need to try to get as close to the second arrow as possible. And he was like, okay. And I said, if you start leaving light 2-pins and stuff, you're too far left. And it's going to be easy to want to chase left. I said, but I highly suggest you stay as far right as you can. I asked him if he had any weaker pins closer to the positive axis point that he could use. And he said, no, I really don't have anything like that. You saw Tim leave the exact same leave that Ryan just left. But so we talked a little bit about a game plan today. I don't know if he's going to use my advice or not. You know, he's out there bowling, not me. But I told him, hey, try to borrow the second arrow as much as possible for 3 games. Try to shoot 780. And then after 3 games, make a giant step left, grab a big ball, and lower the ball speed a little bit and get it to the right rangefinder, and you should be able to create a lot of area for yourself. So we'll see what he does. We'll see if he takes my advice. Yesterday, he didn't bowl awful, but in his terms, it would be awful for him. But good enough to support his partner, Tom Hess, who absolutely mauled him yesterday. If I look at their team scores from yesterday, Hess had 1942 games at 256, 248, 256, 236, 226, 191, 268, 261. And Ryan had 258, 215, 238, 257, 226, 221. Then the wheels fell off for 178, 186 the last two. 1779 for Ryan yesterday. So I told Tom, I said, I think Ryan will be just fine today. Kevin Williams and Tim Barrett were very consistent between the two of them yesterday, 1834 and 1873. Kevin beating Tim by a few pins there. And we'll look at Farrow and Jonathan Holloman. Very similar as well. Farrow had 1886, Holloman 1842 yesterday. Speaking of Holloman, let's take a look at Lavery and Holloman. Sean Lavery bowled 20-24 yesterday. 277, 259, 258, 195, 222, 279, 278, 256 for 2024. And Holloman gave him 1926, and they are your tournament leaders. I want to give a shout out to everybody in our chat here today. Art has been in here for a long time this morning. And good morning to Beef and Barnsey. KI11ATV. Hello. Used to work here when you lived in Memphis. That's cool. Andy B's is where we're at. Andy Bartholomew. A lot of folks don't know that Andy was, I said this yesterday, was quite a competitive bowler back in the day. When the lanes were tough, Andy bowled well. He bowled some team challenges. I think he's got some pretty nice accolades, although he never talks about it anymore. Andy Bartholomew's done a nice job upgrading bowling centers and providing great places for people to bowl and attract new business, new bowlers into bowling centers. So thank you, Andy, for all that you do. What's up? Huh? So what are you going to do? Okay. Ryan just came over here. All his equipment's right next to the booth. I think he gets that from his dad. His dad likes to leave the equipment by the booth and come over and chirp with me a little bit. I actually love that, by the way. But he came over. He goes, I just can't get it to go through the pins. I can't get this ball to go through the bins, so I'm going to go with a bigger ball. I'm going to get a bigger ball. It's too clean. So, and now Tim's 710s over there. You know, Tim is just, I mean, back in the day, Tim Barron here, he used to have a temper on him. I'm not saying that the ball return would have just been kicked there or something bad would have happened, but he steams between the ears, and he has matured so much as a bowler that he knows it's just part of bowling now. But he's a weekend warrior. He's out here to make money. This is a part-time job for him. And when you need to make a little climb here to pick up 80 pins or so, and you leave a sticky 7, similar to what Ryan did, and then you go up and use 710 on that lane the next time, that's enough. That is enough to fill up that frustration meter that you have going on. Oh, and Farrell almost leaves a 7. Jeez. But he's got that crazy roll though. So not quite Lenny Boris voodoo roll. He's got Farrell roll. He told me I needed to smile today too. He said you don't look happy. I'm like, oh, now Kevin's 7-10. That's just a bad lane. Attention on the concourse. Attention players. When you get to lane 31, you may want to go with a light hit or a high hit. Don't hit half pocket because you can leave a 7-10. Nice ball change by Ryan Barnes. He's probably going to come over here and give me a little look. He's probably just going to kind of look at me, give me a little winksy. Yeah, there he is. There he is. He gave me a little wink, shaking his head. Yeah, no, I'm just talking about you. Just go on and bowl. Ryan wouldn't have done that 6 months ago. You can tell he's starting to get a little more comfortable. He's getting more comfortable out there. He's starting to ham it up a little bit, or at least have conversations with people. I don't know about ham it up, but he's climbing on the back of the 50-year-old here. He's getting on Hess's back, and he's just like, "Hey, I got an idea. I'm just gonna find me a guy that can throw it hard up 10. While I struggle all day trying to throw it two-handed and be in no man's land." But no, I think Ryan, I said at the top of the show, I think Ryan's going to bowl good today. I know that he's got 3 9 counts up there, but what's he got left? He's got, 259 left? Hess might pull 300 the first game. Yeah, I said it. What do you think? Put Ryan at 250. Let's set the over-under at 257.5. No, what was it? 247.5, right? That's one missing there. Yeah, it's early, and as many of you have known, I'm starting to lose it. I don't know what I'm doing. So he goes to the stronger ball on almost 4 9s. And that's what's scary about going to the stronger ball now. I'm not happy with that right there. I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but I don't like to see that 9-pin right there. I know Ryan doesn't like to see it more than I don't like to see it, but. And Farrell, meanwhile, he's just like, oh, guys, I'm camping out around 15. I'm just in a happy camp here at 15. But Farrell gets a little more around it, you know. He's able to get that ball through the front a little bit better. There's Tim. What's he going to do this time? Oh, he gets a strike, kind of gives it the little, yeah, where was that before? So, Tim, congratulations on your first double, my friend. Jonathan Holloman. I haven't really talked about Jonathan much. Need to give him a little love here. Now he's playing like 8 with a ton of speed. Gets the light hit. You know, for those of you out there that want a little lesson, Rich Orff taught me this a long time ago. If you can play right, if there's a shot out, you should always play it because it's physics. Further out that you are, nice shot by Kevin. You don't have to have your ball try to get back from inside going left to right. If you can just kind of be right, like what Hess is doing, it's perfect. Your entry angles always is going to be better, at least on fresh. Now, when they start to break down, yeah, you can jump in and you can play the hook and you can do a lot better because your ball's not going to like burn up early, right? But it's still on fresh right now. Let's see what Ryan does. There he is. He's like around 11. That was money. There you go. Maybe the left lane's hooking more. I don't know. But that was good. That was good. I like that. 149 with 792. He's got 239. Hess can bowl 300. They bowl 539. It's a great start, right? What's Tim going to do? Triple? Oh, that's way out. That's frustrating too when you finally get a double and then you just make a bad shot. Let me check in on the chat. Let's see. Lucas shot 300 on that pair yesterday. Yes, he did. Yeah, let's talk about Lucas for a minute. Lucas Hardigan bowling with Tim Hardigan. Lucas yesterday bowled 2081. Tim Hardigan had 1714. Again, Lavery Spar had 2024. Hardigan, I think, was high in the building at 2081. He bowled 279, 277, 300. Shake that off. 228, 258, 227, and 233, 279. And because I am the best ever, I've got a little something for you here, everybody. Want to take a look at yesterday on this end pair that Tim Barrett can't carry on? Here is the last ball of 300 on this pair from yesterday. I didn't realize I was going to have the super slow-mo, but why not? There it is. Boom. It's always a good feeling. Back to real time here. It's a nice shot right there by Jonathan Holloman. I don't know if there's a relation. I would assume there is to Michael. I should know that, right? I should know that up here in the booth. Let's see. What else we got going on? Clouding House already? Yeah. You see that cloud? He's got the front 7 now. So take that. Take that, Fat Man channel. Old guy looking good today. Another nice outfit. Yeah, he does match today, Sue. That's a good thing. Why isn't Kevin and Tim not bowling anyone? Because they took 15. They took 15, so you got to use 16 lanes. They can't just bowl on one lane. I'm not trying to be, you know, a jerk here or anything, but see, and that's the left to right. The Pharaoh's got now. He goes back-to-back 10 pins, going left to right. If you can stay further right, you should carry better. And that's just bad luck right there from Ryan. That's just horrible luck. That was a great shot. Maybe we need to sign Ryan up for a house shot clinic. They have one of those at Camp Bakes. Now, I know he's mauling him at North Rock. I see the videos. And that's a house shot. And then Farrell misses the 10 pin. He'll teach everybody you don't want to do that, but he just did it. Tim airmailed the last one on the right lane. Let's see what he does on this one. One other thing to think about, too. I talked about it yesterday. Oh, he's 7-10s. That's brutal. Whenever you have a lane that doesn't have a lane next to it, so if it's like lane 1 or lane 32 in this case, and now Tim's just going to give it the old two-fingered throw, bounced out of the gutter. Not the start Tim's looking for. He and Ryan both really have gotten cut up this game pretty bad on separate pairs, but anyway, well, as I was saying, that right lane, because there's no lane next to it, a lot of times on the install, it slopes a little bit over to the right. So it's harder to get the ball to hook because it's got to come uphill for a right-hander. But for a left-hander, it can actually benefit you. There's also, when you go to a bowling center that has poles, the lanes like to pull towards the poles, the lanes right next to the poles. Mike Haugen talks about that a lot. And Hess is carrying everything. Ryan's just like, all right, well, I'm glad one of us can carry. Let's see what else we got going on here in the chat. John is his brother. Thank you on the Holloman. Thank you. I figured he was. AJ, don't you have anything better to do? Left-handers don't count. Yeah, I know. Kevin bowls on Packy's channel. That's true. Arda is not from the USA, from Turkey. What's up, Turkey? You got a big holiday coming up in November. Let's see. Chris Forrester, his brother. Okay, yep, okay. Just, Aaron Holloman's their cousin. Okay, thank you on the Holloman family tree. Appreciate that. The professional bowlers bowl on the last lane. It will be a practice lane until it's time for them to go to the thing. Okay. Thanks, Werewolf. And I do realize you're not a werewolf. You made that clear yesterday, that you're actually a human being. So thank you for clarifying. Let's see. Ryan has to slow down. His ball went into the pit behind the 9-pin. The ball isn't rolling, and that's why he isn't carrying. Okay, I mean, that's not a bad observation. I thought they took 16. My bad. No problem. Man, I wish I could figure out anything. Nothing I have moves. Let's see. It's an amateur right-hander trying not to play close to the walls. Hess misses once. He's fried. I say that in jest. And hello to Kansas. Oh, hello to Kuwait City and to Oklahoma City. Hello. We got viewers from all over the world here today. They can still bowl almost 500 here. Hess and Barnes and Farrell and Holloman can get right there as well. Tim just completely got cut up on that pair for 170. And when you're 15th, now you're gonna have to. Now you're gonna need like 150 better than the field in 4 games. All right, Ryan, what's it gonna be? Oh my God! So seriously, you cannot do anything about that. If anybody wants to watch a frustrating game, you can go back and watch this one here from Ryan. He has not missed the pocket unless you want to count the 4-pin or the 9-pin. I can't remember. It was almost a 4-9. If you want to count that as a non-pocket hit, go ahead. But in my book, that's still a pocket hit. Farrow gives that one a little bit more room. He's got 247 left. Ryan's going to bowl sub 200. This probably isn't going to boost his confidence with getting advice from me in the morning, because he did play right. I told him to try to play second arrow. Now if I'm him, I'm probably sliding in the left gutter, throwing it half the speed, hooking the whole lane. It's kind of like you got to do one or the other, right? I mean, I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not at the same time. But he gets a free shot here. This is like nice tester shot. Farrow inside a target, but still strikes. That's what a house shot will do. Give you a little bit of room. It's all about speed control. Here's Ryan. Big giant step left. And finds some early hook. And that's his first non-pocket hit of the game. For 195, maybe? The guy up there is telling him to stop. Please wait. Don't bowl yet. Hess, don't bowl. Yeah, 195. Well, it's a 5-game shootout, everybody, here in the Cashers round. Remember, we're cutting to the top 8 right here at Andy B's. Farrow should have bowled 250. He'll tell you that. If we brought him over here for an interview, hey, Farrow, how'd you feel about that game? I guarantee he would say, man, I had a good look, but you know what? You can't miss a 10-pin in the 8th. That's inexcusable. That's what he tell us. I know that's the interview right there. Hess leaves a 10-pin. We can still get to 267. Very much what we saw yesterday. Hess bowling 260, Ryan bowling, 190 to 210 towards the end of the day. But we're on the fresh right now, and on the fresh, Ryan bowled pretty good yesterday. I don't know. Got to draw the line, got to reset it. These guys are trying to climb and get inside the top 8. Everybody is. Holloman gets 9. $240. Not bad. Not bad. How about 95 over? That'd be nice. Nice start. Hess didn't like his footing there. Hess is an unbelievable spare shooter. I don't think people give him the credit that they should. He's one of the best spare shooters I think I've ever covered in bowling tournaments. He's got the Walter Ray app or whatever that thing is they use. He logs every game into this app. It's almost annoying at times because he'll come up to me and be like, all right, buddy. I'll be like, hey, how'd you bowl? And he comes up with the app. Oh, well, first game, I go ring and 10. You know, I made an adjustment, made a ball change. I go 6-10. Okay. You know, and then he takes me through like 8 games of his block. Meanwhile, all the restaurants are closed. I can't get dinner. He knows I'm joking, but I'm not at the same time. Okay, and then Tom goes through the face, made a ball change, it looks like, or a bit of a zone change. Couldn't really tell from here, but still, Tom bowled a great game there. He had the one bad shot in there. Ryan really didn't make any bad shots until his fill ball, and Hess beats him by 60 pins. But Farrow and Holloman, they did exactly what they set out to do. Almost 500. And that's going to do it for game 1 over here. Let's check in on our other pairs. Since I do have the other pairs over here, let's go over there. See what's going on. Scoring pace. What do you see? 225, 210, 230, 249. Got a little 258. And Aaron Martin can only bowl 198. So score's not astronomical here. 210. 257. So, yeah, the high game that we've seen across these 4 lanes, which is, 8 lanes, 4 pairs, which is, you know, half the field. You know, 490 for Farrow and Holloman. So. Still a lot can happen here. I guess they oiled these lanes last night. I'm not sure. Maybe this morning, but I didn't see anybody oiling the lanes, and we kind of opened the building this morning. Feels good. Feels good today, though. I got to say, it's great to have you all watching. It's great to have good competition, high scores, beautiful bowling center. Staff has been amazing. Tournament staff has done a great job. We've got the scores get updated very quickly. By the way, I do have that link at the top of the chat. Aaron Martin's going to hit the pocket again and not carry to finish out game 1. And we get ready to go here. Yeah, Hess just turned around and looked at me and goes, that was a pretty good game for 195 for Ryan. I said, yeah, I agree. I think Ryan needs to drill like an epoxy ball, like his dad used to do. He and Bill O'Neill and Tommy Jones back when they were on different staffs. At least Chris, anyway. All right, well, game 2. That means I got a graphic, and we can go over there. So here we're going to play a game. We are going to play a game, a little poll here in the chat. We are going to do what over, under, Ryan Barnes. I'm going to go, and he just leaves that 7-pin. That's very similar to what we saw from Tim. So I'm going to go over 224.5, under 224.5. There you go. You guys can all vote now. What do you guys think? If they step over the line or you take the shot towards the pins, they are disqualified. Well, they take 0 for that ball. They're not disqualified. They take 0 for that ball. Thanks, Gus. Just catching up, reading the chat here. I think I got a deal or no deal game going on around me. All right, everybody, we have standings. So Holloman and Lavery bowl 522. So they are now at 44.72. Holloman and Williams 526. Ruiz and Chafin had 547. Hardigan and Hardigan had 504. It was 462 for Jared Thompson and Jordan Smith. 450 for Randy Sparks and Ted Pritz. Daniel Dino and Chris Corbin had 483. Doyle and Crummel 434. Tanner Seal and Chad Barrett 467. Farrell and Jonathan, we saw them right here with 492. Kendall Martin and Eric Barnett 426. We saw that as well. Wynn Thomas, Aaron Martin 455. 441 for Ratliff and Christie. Barnes and Hess had 459. Williams and Barrett 394. So Williams and Barrett 79 pins out of 14th. They're in a bad way. They're going to need a couple 500s for sure in this block if they're going to make a run. They are currently 221 pins, 121 pins back of 8th. The Barnes and Hess team, though, they are just 42 back of 8th. So even with that, Tom carrying Ryan there, he's still, they still got a shot. And, of course, Farrow and Jonathan, they are just 2 pins outside of the numbers, so very bunched up there. And we've got Tanner Seal and Chad Barrett coming over. And we'll also have Martin and Barnett coming over as well. So I'm going to take these scores off the screen. Again, we do have that link for you available, pinned at the top of our chat. Hey, Sean. Thanks, buddy. Let's see. Pugman wants to know, morning, Mike. Is there a ball or surface type that is more prevalent than anything else? Not really. Everybody's kind of using a little bit of everything. Ryan leaves the 7-pin again on the left lane. Yeah, I saw Gus. I got you. I'm on it. Mikey super hyped for Ebonite, bringing back the GB2. Let's see. What's going on, Skippy from Australia? Nice to have you here. All right, I'm in the poll. 59% of you say over 224.5 for Ryan Barnes. 59%. 41% on under 224.5. 96 of you voted. Want to welcome in all 643 viewers here today to the Nightmare Doubles. This is the 3rd year for the event. 3rd different bowling center as well. Hess is taking a re-rack. Maybe he's going to take the 7-pin rack and let Ryan get a strike the next time. Every time you re-rack the pins, you basically, if there's 20 in the rack, then you're getting brand new pins, assuming there's 20 in there. This 31 is tricky for a right-hander. I mean, we saw Tim 7-10 over there. We've seen Ryan leave a couple of sticky 7s. Saw Tim also leave a 7-pin. Hess trying to make it hook. Leaves a 4-pin. That shot there looked a lot like Farrow's shot on that lane. At left to right, a little bit deeper. Wrap 10. These lanes over here look like they're just tough to carry on. And when we get down to the top 8, we will have all lanes for you. I'll be swapping around, dancing around the different lanes. So Ryan gets a strike on the right lane. Now, will he catch his first double? Hello, Martin Jasper. It's great to have you here. Farrow likes the left lane. Tanner Seal just underway, looking for an opening double. And he 4-10s. Ball red pretty early. Hess a little high flush. I don't know if Hess is missing his target left on the last two or what's going on there. Holloman, two open frames. Means you got to throw a 4-bagger to make up for that. Oh, I thought that was going to make the 4-10 for a minute there. Can Farrow strike on the right lane and can Ryan strike on the left lane? That is the question that we have. Farrow up first. That's inside a target, looked like to me. High flushed it. Okay. If Ryan leaves any sort of 7-pin combination here hitting the pocket, he might as well just pack it up for the day. Well, I didn't expect that. That's the thing, when you can't carry and you start fishing, trying to do different things, you know, it can take you out of the pocket altogether. Look at this backup ball. Great effort. It's frustrating to watch. Yeah, I feel you, Beef and Barnesy in the chat. By the way, if you're looking for a nice show to watch, weekly show, Chris Barnes and Stu Williams do a really nice job with their podcast show. You can learn a lot. Make sure you check them out. Subscribe to their channel as well. Now Farrow just blower 8-pins. You should definitely check them out. Ryan tilts the 5. Nice shot there from Tanner. Straighter is usually greater on this pug, man. I've still got faith in the over 224.5 for Ryan. I really do. I got faith in this. Nico wants to petition to take the end pair out of play. Why would you want to do that? The only 300 we've covered across these pairs was on this pair. Why would we do that, Nico? That's not nice. See, I like this. Hess is communicating with his partner. Ryan, here's the deal. Let me tell you something. Every time I can't carry like that over the years, I want you to just completely fry out. I want you to just totally have a meltdown. Go outside in the parking lot, scream a little bit, go into the bathroom. Don't destroy anything, but do something in there destructive to yourself. Then walk out, and you'll bowl better. You see right there? You won't leave those things if you go and do that. Go outside, scream, yell, let it get the most of you. And that's what's always worked for me in my career, buddy. I think that's what he's telling him. And he's like, you know, and we can knock down this wall right here, too, if you want, as far as I'm concerned. See, I'll take out 3 or 4 lanes for you, buddy, which is nothing like what Hess just said, but I find it amusing. I know most of the audience probably doesn't, but I found that amusing. No, Tom's actually down there really legitimately trying to help Ryan, and this is something that Hess he's admitted on the air, even with me. He hasn't been a great communicator over the years. He's all about doing his thing. You know, he bowls his game, his partner bowls his game, but maybe this little bit of wisdom and advice and guidance counseling here is going to will us to a double for Ryan Barnes. His first double of the day. There it is. See? And there's Hess. Hess is going to take a little bit of credit for that. See, I told you, man. Listen to me, and that's all you needed to do right there. And you didn't have to go outside and yell. You didn't have to go in the bathroom. You didn't have to do anything destructive. Good job, man. And Sue, I know you're watching. The black shorts work with this ensemble. It's good. It's good. Holloman with his strike over there. I just don't think these two pairs are great right now. I mean, you see we got new participants here, and they're not mauling them. There's no 4-baggers to be found. Although Hess just said, what'd you say about a 4-bagger? I'll take one. Hess is carrying everything. If I'm Ryan Barnes, I'm probably, at some point, when I'm alone talking to myself, I'm going to say, how did that old guy carry so much, and I couldn't today? Oh, see, did you see Ryan kind of touch his head a little bit? That's Hess telling him, yeah, man, go ahead. Hit your head a little bit. You'll start to bowl better. Look at these guys. Who took that? Who took the over 224.5? That's what I'm thinking right now. Come on, Farrow, get this one. You haven't struck in a couple frames. Thank you. That's been a frustrating game for Farrow, that 8-pin. But look, he's got great attitude. Farrow's always been fun. Fun to bowl with. Fun to watch. Look at this. Holds pocket. Boom. Hess looking for 5 in a row. Hess pures one there. Oh, 7-pin. take that 7-pin. Win Thomas. As Mike Shady would say, win the day. Win Thomas. I will, Gus. I will. I'm just catching up on a little bit of the chat here. You guys are having some nice conversations in here. Just for the record, I want to see something here. I just got to see something here. Hess is playing second arrow. I told Ryan he needed to play second arrow. I've got his last shot queued up here. We're going to look at it here in just a second. Everybody at home, tell me where he's crossing on this one. Can't really tell. Pretty sure it was like 11, though. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing that one out there. Aaron Martin off to a not so good start here. His first 2 games. Nice shot. Triple. Team 5-bagger. Okay, Mr. Barnes here. We got a big one. We got a big deal going on here. We got this 224.5 was our poll question. Just needs some count here on this ball, and he'll be over 224.5. Of course, he wants to bowl 238, which is his max score. So he's in the 220s right now. So the over hits 227. Not a bad line, if I might say so myself. About halfway through the game, if you'd have been offered insurance, a lot of you would have taken it, you over-betters. Have faith. We're going to say goodbye to Ryan and to Tom, and goodbye to Jonathan and to Pharaoh as they will make the flip down to the other end of the building. So those of you that have been viewing to watch those players. I know you will probably leave me at this point in time, but I hope to have you back later. Maybe these guys can make a run and these two teams can get in there. I like watching the teams that need big scores to get up into the top 8. Although Ryan and Tom coming into this one were just 20 pins back or so. And this here is a solid game. Tom can bowl 270, 270. Which back in the day, and I guess I can say this now, I had an idea when I worked for Ebonite International. They have the only bowlable area code out of all the ball companies. And the area code there was 270. And I actually had this idea that the Ebonite brand should celebrate the 270 game. Because it's tough to bowl 270 on the nose. And I also thought about having a 270 day in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, where you have like a concert and stuff, the 270th day of the year, which kind of throws you for a loop on leap years, which is always kind of tricky with those types of promotions. But I always thought, really promoting the Ebonite brand as hashtag 270 and celebrating a 270 game, because it is difficult to bowl. There's only 2 ways to bowl it, I believe. Which is a gutter spare somewhere in there, or the way Tom Hess was going after it there. Of course, he can't finish out the 270 to make my story sound that much better, but still a great game here by Tom, 259 now the max. But that was a marketing idea I had several years ago working with Ebonite that never really grew legs or had the support internally behind that one, but it was something that a few people really liked that idea. Then, through social media, you could do all kinds of fun stuff with that, where you would, every time 270 comes up, whether 2 basketball teams combine for 270 points or whatever in the NBA, you could do tweets and stuff talking about, oh, thanks for thinking of us, scoring 270 combined points tonight. Thanks for thinking of us in Hopkinsville. Thanks for bowling the Ebonite number, I was thinking everybody that bowled 270, if you turn in, like, your score sheet or something, you show a 270 even game, that you would get something from Ebonite or whatever. But just one of those marketing ideas I came up with that, probably wasn't good enough. I had a few good ones in there over the years, but that was one I was pretty passionate about. I thought it was really cool. Of course, Brunswick owns them now, and they moved to Muskegon. And actually, I guess Muskegon's area code is 231. I didn't realize that. So I guess they could run with. I guess Brunswick Corporation could run with a 231 game, although it's much easier to bowl. It's far more common. So, all right, I'm going to put a ribbon and a bow on that topic. Aaron Martin can't carry now. Now he's got a case of the carry issues. But the team of Barrett and Seal have got, what do they got there? 5 and 4 is 9-bagger going into the 9th. Pretty cool. Chad here is still capable of bowling 270 even. You guys are all going to think about that now, too. Every time you bowl 270, you're going to think of Ebonite, aren't you? Their old area code 270. Very nice. Wonder what he's listening to in his AirPods. I think an air supply. I'm all out of love, so lost without you. Mike, Rington or Ringington? Well, it's the same thing, but I would say, oh man, he just left a Ringington pin. Or I would say, man, we saw Hess that game. He goes strike, Rington on the right lane, sheet, 280. That's how I would say that. I don't know. I think both work in the vocabulary. Oh, no. Oh, what a break right there for Mr. Seal. They had all this momentum going. Talk about a hard song to sing. Kiss from a Rose by Seal. It's like ba ya ya ba da 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 ba ya ba ba da ba ya da ba da 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 ba 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 da. There used to be a graying tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remained a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, Tanner Seal becomes large? The light that you shine can be seen. Chad Barrett, I compare you to a kiss from the rose on the gray. Oh, the more I get of you, stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your strike is in bloom, a spare hits the gloom of the gray. Bummer. I was looking for 270 there. I guess 270. See, I told you 270 is hard to bowl. It is tough to bowl. Oh, how about a little break skis? How about a little break skis from Aaron Martin? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. There you go. And he's directing traffic now. All right, so the ball goes right, the ball goes left. Hey, man, just take the strike. Take the strike, man. 300 yesterday. 225, 249. All this started because I saw AirPods in Chad's ears. See, that's what happens. I get so off topic. And these, I don't understand why the end pair, this pair is taking so long, because we've got bowling going on right next to us here already in game number 3. So I think I'm actually going to bounce out of here. Tired of these guys. Tired of them. Let's bring in some players here. What do you say? We got a man by the name of Nicholas Crummell, bowling with a man by the name of Cameron Doyle. Doyle, they say. Also on that pair, we have Eric Barnett with Kendall Martin. Kendall's been a nice guy, too, over the years. He always asks me how I'm doing, what I'm up to. One of those guys always checks in on me. So, Kendall, I hope you bowl 300 this game. Although I don't think you can because you already got 9 spare up there. Maybe 290, my friend. Or maybe that really cool game at 270. And then we've got the team of Hardigan and Hardigan right next door. And Aaron Ruiz and Darren Chafin. And standings are here. So let's go ahead and take a look skis. You guys on board with that? I don't like seeing that 10 pin get missed. Let's cover up Cameron Doyle with some scores here. All right, through 2 games, Aaron Holloman and Carl Williams go to the lead. 49-57, opening up with 526 and 498. That there is some bowling. Cam with a nice shot there. Lavery and Holloman both 403 the last game. You see, they're not a machine. 48-75. Third is Ruiz and Chafin, who we have up on the left side of your screen. They are at 48-43. Hardigan and Hardigan also on the left side of your screen. Lucas here ran them over yesterday. We talked about that earlier. They are at 48-15, and they bowled 504 and 516. Notice the third place and fourth place teams crossing together have not bowled under 500 yet. I would predict this game one of the teams will not bowl 500. And as we see them come into our doom and gloom pairs, I would say that their scores may go down a little bit. But, hey, I hope they don't, but that's just my prediction. Daryl Ratliff and Nick Christie bowled 537 the last game. Daniel Dino and Chris Corbin, if they keep this pace up, they'll probably win the tournament because they're improving by 1 pin every game. 483, 484. Will they bowl 485 this game? We will see. Jared Thompson and Jordan Smith, 462, 436. They're 7th. Cameron Doyle and Nick Crummell are 8th right now. Tanner Seal and Chad Barrett, they are 20 pins back of 8th. Ryan Barnes and Tom Hess are 48 back currently of 8th. Randy Sparks and Ted Pritz, 450 and 412, have dropped outside of the top 8. And you see the rest of the scores down there. Tim and Kevin bounced back after that 394 on the end pair, bowl 490 the last game. Interesting that the end pair, Farrell and Holloman bowled 399 on the end pair. Kevin Williams and Tim Barron have bowled 394 on the end pair. And if you look at all the scores on the sheet there, those are the only 2 games under 400 that I can see from here. And they were on that end pair. So I think we're on to something with 31 and 32, aren't we? Which makes Barnes and Hess's 486 look pretty good on that pair. You think? That's what I'm thinking. Right now, anyway. Folks, I've been talking a lot. You've been talking a lot in the chat. I certainly do appreciate it, but I am going to step away for a few frames. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to see what's going on in the rest of the building. Let's try to stay fresh for you guys. Glad you're watching the DV8 2022 Nightmare Doubles here from Bartlett, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. That messenger was, I guess, brought to you by Radical. And I'll catch you all here in just a few. Did you guys miss me? Because I'm back. I can tell you that Ryan Barnes is continuing to struggle. Things are not looking good down there on the low end. I call it the low end, the left side of this bay that we're using. But I can tell you that Tim Barrett and Kevin Williams, they have not given up. They are striking at will. They could bowl 500 easily this game. They're through 7 frames down there. I did catch up on the chat. I know you all loved my rendition of Seal's Kiss from a Rose. And I appreciate all the support on that one. A little more William Hung. Why don't you show half the game on one pair and half the game on the other pair? You had a team go from 13th place to 5th place, and you have not shown them bowl 1 second today from Lindsay. So Ratliff and Christie have gone to 5th, is what you're saying? Let's look at their scores. 441, 537. Or 47-39. I actually did go over and talk to Daryl and Nick this morning. Said hello. Didn't get a chance to see him yesterday, but yeah, we can pop over there. Let's go check in. It's a good idea. Daniel Dino as well. And Chris Corbin. Maybe Nick and Daryl go sheet here for us. Or maybe they won't strike one time and then you'll blame me for clouding them for putting them on camera. That could happen as well. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. I will say I love Nick's I like the black, but I like kind of the colors that he's chosen to go with it. The pink and the gray and like that bluish color. Looks nice. Maybe they'll go to first. They just moved one pair to the right, so we'll have them for a couple games here. I'm with you, Sub-Zero. Doesn't make any sense to me either. Again, if you're just joining us, here are the standings currently right now. They bowl 5 games here. All pins carry over. We're cutting to the top 8. 15 teams are out there bowling. And every team can still make it into the top 8, especially with Kevin and Tim are bowling a pretty good game, at least when I was down there. Looks like Kevin's got a 7-bagger going into the 10th frame. Here's Daryl Ratliff. Daryl bowled a little bit on tour. A few tour stops. Exactly my guess. Teammate bagger. I love it. Kristen wants to know, I've been doing some research on affordable places to live. Where do you live and what's it like? Well, I live in Ogden, Utah. Currently, it's beautiful. A little overinflated in that part of the country, but where isn't overinflated currently right now? I would think the Midwest is probably your best bet. I don't know what you do for work. I don't know how that impacts where you live. But if you work from home, and you don't have a commute, certainly further away from, the main city stuff is always going to be cheaper. Close. It's location, 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 Kristen. So that's my little bit of insight for you there. Nick looking for the front 7 here. Nick Christie now looking for the front 8. Darrell can still bowl 247. That'd be 547. Then maybe they will go to the lead. Looking pretty good right there. We got a score being put up here. Lots of strikes going to the 10th frame on this tough 31 and 32. So Ratliff finishes with 225. And Nick Christie has a chance at perfection 300. So here we go, Nick Christie. First shot in the 10th. Leaves the 10 pin, so 279 now the max. Very nice. 248. From Wynn Thomas. 247 the max for Aaron Martin. How you doing, Greg? Yeah, they started an hour late, Nico. I should probably go in and change that starting time on that stream. It's a good call. Change that to 1. I don't even know if that's accurate at this point. Let me see. Let's try that. So, game 4 up next. Actually underway right over here. Got my man with the Blink-182 t-shirt on. I walked up to him. I said, hey, did you get tickets? Those of you that aren't Blink-182 fans, the band just got back together. Tom DeLonge has rejoined the band, and they're going on a world tour. He had no idea what I was talking about. He was like, oh, I like the band, but I didn't even know they were back together. That was an interesting exchange this morning. Blink-182 is my favorite band. So obviously, I know a lot about that. So we get a look at. Well, first of all, let's go over scores as they are updated. Let's see what we have here. So we got Pritz and Sparks here. Ted Pritz is up right now. They're down in 13th. We've also got Jared Thompson and Jordan Smith, who are now the number. They're on lane 26. We got Ruiz and Chafin on lane 27. And then we've got Hardigan and Hardigan are on lane 28. And right now, Lavery and Holloman lead. They bowled 540 the last game. They're at 54-15. They are 30 pins ahead of second, which is Aaron Holloman and Carl Williams. 53-31 in third is Ruiz and Chafin. Fourth, Hardigan and Hardigan. Fifth, Ratliff and Christie. Sixth, Doyle and Crummel. Seventh, Dino and Corbin. Eighth, Thompson and Smith. They're at 51-69. 20 back is Wynn Thomas and Aaron Martin. Just 25 back is Williams and Holloman. 48 back is Seal and Barrett. Hess and Barnes still hanging out. 64 back with 2 to go. And then Sparks, Pritz, Williams, Barrett. They bowled 487 the last game. Kendall Martin, Eric Barnett. We saw bowl 398 on the impair. That sets us up for game number 4. I will remove the scores now. I am, Thomas. I'm still here. Just doing a little housekeeping here. So we finish up this game. Hardigan, 250, 250. Dragon Bull 500 again. Chafin Ruiz. Going to be in the 450s probably. Thompson and Smith, 248 and 228 max. And then you've got Pritz and Sparks. Sparks can finish with 234. Ted Pritz can finish with 214. We'll have scores updated here as soon as this game is over. I was also told that when this squad is over, it'll be about a 15-minute break, and then we'll be right back into the top 8 round-robin match play Baker. Pritz gets the first one. I'm going to bounce out of here because we've got some scores to report on here. Cameron Doyle can still bowl 269. Nick Crummell 258. Look at the standings headed into this game. Doyle and Crummell coming off of 492 and 489, looking to bowl 500 this game. Cam with 268, looks like. Kendall Martin and Eric Barnett are in last, but Kendall bowls 268. Nick leaves the 10 pin there. $5.15 for Crummell and Doyle possible. Christie can bowl 249. Not anymore. 217 for Ratliff. We still got 247 and 236 left as well on that pair. Dino with the first one in the 10th. So 236 and 247, they can bowl. They're in 14th. Well, they're not in 14th. They were bumped down on my sheet. Scores are refreshing now. Ratliff with the strike. All right, we'll bounce out of here. Game number 5 underway. Just waiting for those 2 scores to come in. We'll have an update for the standings for you here in just a second. Here's our score update. Sean Lavery and Michael Holloman in the lead at 59-21. At 58-36, we got Holloman and Williams. Hardigan and Hardigan at 57-74. At 57-70, we got Ruiz and Chafin in 4th. In 5th at 57-18 is Doyle and Crummell. 6th is Ratliff and Christie at 56-84. At 56-50 is Dino and Corbin. At 56-43 is Thomas and Martin. I would say the top 5 are pretty safe. 6th through about 11th, I would believe, would be still there within striking distance. Ryan Barnes and Tom Hess, really kind of the team I'm watching. Ace bowled 507, 56-12. They are 31 out. 31 pins out currently. Of course, Farrell and Holloman are just 28 back. And Seal and Barrett still get there as well. .507 last game. That was a good game by Tom and Ryan. 515. Crummell and Doyle was the high in the building. Several 500s bowled in game number 4. Again, we're cutting to the top 8. As you see the leaders come through, you're going to see some big scores. So I don't have Farrow and Jonathan Holloman, who are just chasing the number. They are off camera over to the left. Same with Barnes and Hess. Seal and Barrett as well. Sparks and Pritz we do have. Let me refresh. I actually had a scoring correction there. I appreciate the help on that one. Let's try that again. Must have had a refresh glitch. I appreciate the help on that. So let's try it again. Jared Thompson, Jordan Smith, actually, the number. But you've got 4 teams chasing that are inside of 50 with Seal and Barrett 41 back. Switch it up. So Jordan Smith and Jared Thompson being the number. At 56-45. They're bowling this huge game here. So they should be good. At 56-50 is Dino and Corbin. I'm going to go see how they're doing. They are on pace to bowl 400, and they're through 6 frames. So they are in jeopardy. Ratliff and Christie also down there at 56-84, a little more breathing room for them. Doyle and Crummell are bowling solid. Ruiz and Chafin. Let's see, they are at 57-70. It's 125 ahead. They can still bowl 470. They just got to avoid some disaster there. Hardigan and Hardigan. Actually, Hardigan and Hardigan are the ones that are bowling 470. Excuse me. Could bowl 470, but they're safe. I think they're safe. So Ratliff and Christie, Dino and Corbin down on the end pair to the left that we're using, an end pair of what we have in play. Wynn Thomas, Aaron Martin, Farrow and Holloman, Barnes and Hess, Seal and Barrett. Those are the teams I need to keep an eye on here. Fritz and Sparks can still bowl 538. But Thompson and Smith are going to punch their ticket in here. They can bowl 547. Here is Jared Thompson on the front 8, looking for 9. Oh, comes in light. I'm going to take us over here. Ruiz and Chafin. Looks like they're going to hold on too. They're okay. Hardigans and Ruiz and Chafin. Crummell, Doyle looks good. Cameron Doyle working on 290. Try to keep you guys posted on the Dino, Corbin, Christie, Ratliff scores. I'll be right back. So Ratliff and Christie are bowling a big game, so they're going to be okay. Corbin and Dino, the best they can do is 450. So the question is, can Thomas Martin or Williams Holloman go around? Hess and Barnes can bowl 470, I believe it is. 480-ish. I think they're just going to miss. But we'll have everything for you here in just a minute because it does update super quick. I want to thank our sponsors for this broadcast. I want to thank DV8 for being the title sponsor. If you're considering a new bowling ball purchase, make sure you consider a DV8 bowling ball. That was a nice cover right there. It's going to keep them in the 190s. Best they can bowl is 430. Still have enough padding in there to be safe, though. Also, would like to thank Brooks Agency, Brad Brooks Insurance. Want to thank Bowl 101, Brian Kennedy, and his 5 locations of pro shops in Arkansas. And the First Community Bank also. If you're looking for some financing or some banking needs, check out First Community Bank. Ted Pritz can finish out with 280 to go with 258, 538 the last game. They were 87 back, though. I'm not sure if the math is there. It's going to be pretty close, but I think just short. Try to get a final score on Dino and Corbin. The players are going to bowl on burn. Yes, they're not going to re-oil between now and the next round. I'm updating scores as we go here. So you'll see the scores update and refresh on the left side of the screen. So Lavery and Holloman at 63.93. will lead. Randy Sparks and Ted Pritch jump all the way up to 60-96. They go around Barnes and Hess. Waiting on the Dino and Corbin score. Ratliff and Christie are going to slide up inside of there because they are bowling a big game. Only one score reported in on that so far. So Barnes and Hess will drop out. Question is, will Dino and Corbin stay in? Or will Pritz and Sparks take that over? That score will refresh here in just a moment. I will actually make that bigger. Send that over.
Hey guys, as we're finishing up, we're going to start moving payout for the top 12 or 12 through 15.
So Dino and Corbin bowl 422 the last game and bowl themselves outside of the top 8. So it looks like Sparks and Pritz with that big 538 that last game that we saw right here finishing out was enough to get in. Waiting on a final score from Aaron Martin here. Just waiting on 2 more individual scores just to make sure that we don't have 249 from Aaron Martin. If Aaron Martin bowled 249 or better, they make it in. It's on the other end of the building. Let me see if I can see what's going on here. Not enough from my vantage point. Not enough. We'll wait for the final scores to come in. We'll stay here with you until all scores are in. Just about finishing out the 10th frame. Don't forget, everybody, we will be back here in about 15 minutes once we go off the air with the top 8, which will be Baker play, 30 bonus pins awarded. Be 8 games of Baker. The 8th game, of course, being a position round. 2 more scores to come in for your final standings here for 9th through 15th. And, of course, the top 8. We'll continue to fight on to see who will win this year's Nightmare Doubles. So 400th, the final score for Martin and Thomas. Boy, it was really tight in there. Ryan Barnes, Tom Hess just missing. And if you joined us early on, a lot of carry issues early on. One hit would have put him in there. One of those hits as a strike would have put him inside the top 8. So there are the final standings right there for you, everybody. So again, I want to thank everybody here at Andy B's Bartlett. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank Corkys and Brian Kennedy and everybody that's running the tournament for their great work, getting the scores in so quickly as well. I need to jump off the air here, give our stream opportunity to rest, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes here with the round of 8 here from Bartlett, Tennessee. Glad you were with us here on Inside Bowling. We will see you here in just a little bit for the finals up next here on Inside Bowling.